I think we're good enough. Wanted to run that as long as I can because it's really it's really cold outside, so it's in double digits, but it's low double digits. So, anyways, what we got going on? We got a couple people in here. So, my bench is filthy. I want to go ahead and get some of these bearings out of the way. The old bearings. And then we'll go on to what today's project consists of and whatnot. So, first thing, let me explain to everybody what is going on. So, last week I was trying to do good diligence or whatever, and I needed to replace my outer cup bearings on my diff because one of them was not doing very good. Well, turns out those plugs, I don't know. I know I use Loctite on them, but I know I didn't use it. I only use blue. So, but beside the point. That's besides the point. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is those plugs, they wouldn't come out, and so I was forced to drill them out. And when I was forced to drill them out, what I probably should have done is stop. I wasn't even thinking, or I just wasn't even thinking. I should have just stopped and grabbed my drill press and my vise and my drill press and used my drill press. But I didn't, and what happened is I was drilling it by hand, and the drill bit walked on both plugs, and it got into the housing. So it's no good. It's not going to hold fluid. I'm going to have to replace this, but I'm going to have to talk to somebody because I don't think you can just get just the housing. I think it all comes as a kit. So anyways, that being said, this is not usable. So what we're going to do is, I wonder if I don't have a fresh bag. I'll just use one of these. It ain't no big deal. Well, I'm going to have to use one in here. I'd say this one ought to work. So, I'll just set that there. How are we doing this here? I remember now. Okay, so we're just going to bag this stuff up. Because we're not going to be using it. So I'm going to take the cups, drop them in. I'm not going to bother cleaning it up. I'll clean it up when I get it out to use it next time. Bevel gear. Another bevel gear. Another bevel gear set. And another bevel gear set. And housing. And housing. So now I just got this. I just got it bagged up, and we're gonna worry about this another day. Might even hang that baby over here. Just like so. And then that leaves us, those pins. I'm not too concerned about the pins. Although they're all gummed up and I don't want them in my stuff, so I'll just set them over here. Jeez. Yeah, that's one thing about that really thick silicone fluid for your, if you're using that in your diff, man. Holy cow, is it weird to work with, A. And then once it gets dirty, I mean, look at it. It looks like, it almost looks like JB Weld, but it's not. So now, we can do that. So, what we're left with is this, and what this is. Look at that. It still says RC Max on it. I don't know if you guys can see that. Trying to, yeah, you can see it, RC Max. So, it's my hex locker. So that's what I'm gonna run in the 35 machine. And we got our 2 cups right here. We got our 2 plugs. And we got 1 pin. And then we got another one we're gonna shorten. So that's pretty much the goal today, is to get this thing assembled, get the pin ground down, get it assembled, and heck, maybe we can even get to start putting it in and stuff and putting the machine back together. So we'll see how we got going, what we got going on and everything. But anyways, to start, I'm gonna have to turn you guys this way because you're gonna probably want to. You're gonna have to watch me because I'm gonna be grinding. I'll be off camera, is what I'm trying to say. Oh man. Trying to figure out how I'm going to clamp it in there. We're just going to grind a little bit at a time until we get there. Is that the bevel lid? Yeah, we don't want to use that one. We'll use this edge. In the center. So now we're going to take this grinder. Used quite a bit, but I think it'll still work. No more than we're grinding off. Let me grab my glasses, my safety glasses, and we'll start throwing some sparks. want a pair of pliers or something to vice grip. Something to hold on to that because it's going to be hot. See how far we got to go yet? Just a little bit further. Okay. I'm just gonna go a little bit at a time, guys. I don't want to go too far because you can always take more off, but I can't always add more. And I only, quite frankly, I only have so many of these pins that I was gonna be able to use to even modify it. So that looks really close. I mean it. Mine might be a tad bit longer. I'm gonna just take just a little bit more off. Just a tad more. Alright, I'm afraid if I go any more, I'm going to go too far, so let's feel it now. I think that'll work. So come over here. And I'll switch you guys over. Switch gears or whatever. There we go. And then what these pins do is they go in here like this. And they go in through here. See, this is probably a really good time to just explain how the the famous hex locker works. Okay, so the hex locker, what they're talking about is I think they're talking about is it's got dual. Okay, so it's got this hex that it sits inside there, and then it also has this pin. So, and it fits together like so, and then your pin goes in. But that's why I think it's pretty much bulletproof, because you got this hex and then you got these pins in here, and these plugs hold your pins in. So I mean, it's pretty cut and dry on how that works. So, but the first thing we need to do is get our bearings. I got a bunch of old stick and bearing laying around here and get rid of. Okay. Pretty sure that should be it. I'm digging into my Kraken stash, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Then what I'm going to do, I'll get those kind of started. Oh, that one's crooked as heck. Okay, we're going to get this one started. And then we'll go over here. Okay, and then we're just going to use the vise as a press. Okay. We got those on. Those are nice and brand spanking new. So next thing is pretty cut and dry. We're going to install our hex drive, or whatever you want to call it, hex drive thing. And we're going to install our pin. I figured I might have to do a little tap, tap, tappy. There are 3. And just so everybody can witness, I got blue Loctite. So, anyways, we're gonna just put a little tiny dab on it, about like that. Because I had to heat them to get them out. Tight. Oh, that didn't just happen, did it? Well, at least it didn't go far. Now, take this hex. Just a little tap, tap, tappy. There we go. Just a tiny bit. we go. Both of them are in, like so. Now the next thing, we got to put our ring gear on. Like that. I was thinking about maybe replacing these bolts here. But, you know, what the heck. There it is. Okay. Do you want them that long? Jeez, these seem plenty long for no more than they're going through. Just seeing if I can see some real quick right out and hoping that it's not going to hurt anything, them being a little bit longer. So it'll be all right. Damn. That's getting really hard for some reason. It's not even close to being bottomed out. I don't know, maybe there's a bunch of Loctite on it or something. Or in this specific hole. Because I remember one of these holes had a broken stud in it. I removed it off camera during the week. So it's still going in it. All right. I'll still leave it loose. I don't like how hard it went in. Oh well. Gosh. Okay. I lost the damn screw trying to put it. Jeez. Anyways, I'm going to do this over again. Goosh. See if we can get it this time. There we go. All right. I don't know why I went all the way with that one. Okay, now we got the last one. And this one doing the same thing. Must have been a lot of Loctite in that hole already. Because it's not like it's cross-threaded or anything. That would have happened the first few threads. And it wouldn't be going through like this. Not getting any harder. Oh, that's getting really tough. I just don't want the bolt to break off. I don't think it's gonna. I remember putting a lot of Loctite in them, but now it's getting easier. There we go. I was kind of worried there for a second. Jiminy Christmas. It was like, I thought a screw might break off. Okay. Snug. 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 And then we gotta run this hard one in the rest of the way. And then it does the same thing. It gets easy right at the end. Okay. There. 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 And there. Oops, I gotta get another bite on that. That one. So there. We got that all done up like that. Then we can get transmission housing. I'm still really impressed with that seal that I come up with. And then when you're doing this, I can't stress this enough, but when you're doing this, you always want your ring gear bolts facing away from your spur gear, because this way, when the vehicle's going forward, it's constantly tightening them. Don't ask me how I know. Experience. You see all this mauling. Well, that's what happened when I installed this the first time. I put them this way, and this way they're constantly loosening. So you don't want to do that. You want to go this way. And I'm just going to roll this in here and see how much grease I get on the teeth. I mean, I suppose I could ask for a little bit more. Ooh, look out, look out. There we go. I like that. It's not too much, I don't think. Most of it's going to get slung off anyways, like it always does. So I think that's probably a perfect amount. So then we're going to grab... I need to get some Q-tips out here. Gonna grab a paper towel and clean this off. And guys, I'm just gonna let everybody know right now that this is probably all we're gonna get done today, because the garage is already it's gonna get below 70 degrees in here and stuff, and I don't want to get behind on the heat, because then the heater is gonna have to run forever. So anyways, what we got to do, we got to put our rear case on, and that goes on like so. With these 4 bolts. And maybe I can kick it up. Yeah, I could probably kick it up a notch. I think. Maybe. Yeah, I think so. Okay, so first off, we need our Loctite. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and run one in and see what it's like, because I had to heat these too. I think I'm just going to run them in. Oh, that's what I did not want to happen. All right. That's why you should always start them by hand. That thing ain't working right. I'm gonna start it by hand. You look out now. Okay. Yeah, there's plenty of Loctite in these holes. All right. There we go. And then we'll grab our long ratchet. That one. That one. That one. And that one. See that JB weld spot right there? That's from putting the ring gear in backwards with the bolts facing the spur gear. You don't want that. Especially if you might be able to get away with it if you're just running a stock 30.5 or 29cc, but you're not going to get away with it running big Taylor horsepower. It just will not work. And it didn't take long for them to loosen either. It was just a matter of a couple minutes and they were all loose, and it was a bad deal. Anyways, we got her all put back together. She rolls all nice and good and like she should. So I'm going to cut the live here because, like I said, the garage is cooling down and that heater's loud and you're not going to be able to hear me and I'll be shouting and all that stuff. So we're going to go ahead and leave it off here, guys, and probably, I don't know, I might assemble it during the week and whatnot, and then save the tomorrow's or next weekend's live for this, because I think I found a idea that'll work. I know I went on Taylor's site and they actually sell the bracket and it's like $16, and I might buy it, but it just depends. If I can come up with one, I'm gonna try to do that. Not only that, but it gives us something to do, you know, when we're doing it. So anyways, guys, if everybody liked it, make sure you give it a thumbs up and all that stuff. And I know today was kind of short, but it's cold outside and my garage isn't insulated, and yeah, it doesn't last long. So anyways, guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, and all that stuff. And we will see you in the next one.